Welcome to the meeting room at Global TV Talk Show, a broadcast service of globalbusinessnews.net.
Now, here's your host, Ed Cohen.
It's Ed Cohen in San Diego, your broadcast host on Global TV Talk Show, a service of globalbusinessnews.net. Check it out. I think you'll like what you see. Special guest today is MaryLou Kay, coming to us today from Tampa, Florida. Welcome, MaryLou.
Thank you, Ed. Nice to be here.
Nice to see you. So the year is finally coming to an end.
Yes.
Yeah.
We made it to Thanksgiving, next week.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so on Monday, around this time, Joanne and I are going to drive over to Phoenix, Scottsdale area.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's about a 6-hour drive.
Okay.
And going to stay in a corporate housing unit we have there. Maybe play some golf. There's a golf course right there. So I'm going to check it out. We've got renters coming in, bookings with Airbnb and whatever, beginning right after Christmas and extending up through Easter. So the Canadians are coming back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Yes.
And then we're going to Cabo San Lucas on the following week. Yeah, it's a travel deal that Joanne's cooked up. So I got broadcasts almost every day, so we're going to test our electronic feasance, making sure everything works.
The traveling show. Great.
Let's discuss the new year and how things are looking for you, and I will do the same. I do want to say that I am optimistic for our business, having reinvented from live conferences to this, and finding people like yourself who want to do this for your own purposes, mostly global public relations, and just discussing ideas and getting new ideas and making new connections. The power. And now a word from our co-sponsors. Our programs wouldn't happen without the wonderful support of our advertisers. Here they are.
Something that's really neat is that the Bridge School partners with various organizations to provide learning for their students. For example, we partner with a major ballet company, and we are able to enroll several of their students into our school. So now not only is the student able to participate in a school and have a seamless transition while they're very active in their ballet career, but now they have other dancers that are with them that are doing some of the same courses. So it's almost becoming a camaraderie where they're taking similar courses, they're working together on their ballet, and really being able to form this great partnership with these organizations to provide a needed service. A lot of times there are student athletes who will spend hours and hours at the gym or at the basketball courts, wherever it is. And if they're attending a traditional school, they're in school from 8 to 3. They get a quick snack, and then they're at the gym for 3 to 4 hours in the evening. Coming to us and having that partnership, they're able to break that up throughout the day. They can have a morning practice, get some schooling in, have an afternoon practice, finish their schooling in the evening. So there's that flexibility. And additionally, if there are tournaments or performances, it's fantastic because if there's a week where they have shows straight through, they can take that week off of learning and then pick back up when they're done. So it offers this great flexibility. And for the program owners of these sports leagues, it is a win-win situation for them because they see this need. They see this need that their students need to make sure that they are obtaining the grades necessary to be successful adults in our country and in other countries. But it provides them an environment where they can be successful at both.
This episode of Global TV Talk Show is brought to you by
The Bridge School, the accredited international online private school of choice at bridgek12.org.
Porch Light Rental and Destination Services. Reduce renter lump sum or managed relocation costs. Find them at porchlightrental.com.
CubeMonk, featuring the world's first smart cube. Welcome to the future of moving and relocation at cubemonk.com.
Primestone Partners, featuring corporate, government, and developer housing solutions. Find them at primestonepartners.com.
And by Airs. With our full range of services, we can help design and manage your international relocation. Find us at airs.com. And by International Auto Source. We are the vehicle experts for expats, featuring all major brands of automobiles. On the web at intlauto.com.
Hi, Rob and Eva. I just want to say thank you guys to support me to purchase my new vehicle here in USA. And we are enjoying a lot this new vehicle, Mateo as well. Say hello, Mateo, to Rob and Eva. And thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
As an expat moving to the USA, relocating is exciting, but it can also be stressful. Getting a car, truck, or SUV for personal transportation is usually a high priority. That's where International Auto Source comes in. We make getting the vehicle you want for your work assignment or academic program easy, so you're ready to drive when you arrive. Our product specialists have helped over 50,000 expatriates with their personal transportation needs, making us the largest international auto retailer in the world. International Auto Source gives you flexible payment options to buy, lease, or rent a vehicle from the world's leading auto brands, arrange financing on a purchase or lease without a U.S. credit history, social security number, or driving record, get full insurance coverage, and get approved easily through our low-rate factory-backed financing programs. And because we're an authorized distributor of the world's leading automotive brands, our no-haggle prices are competitive, and the buying experience is hassle-free. We'll even guarantee your new vehicle will be ready the day you arrive. With over 20 years of experience in the global community, we are the vehicle experts for expats. We are International Auto Source.
The power of this recording, once again, is, albeit, today is good, 99% plus of the audience will be global and will be over the next 12 months. So, so it depends on the packaging. What we're doing is, Paul is the wizard at editing, and he puts them all together, and then I promote them as a resource, a library resource for corporate managers of talent, whether it's recruitment or rewards or relo. It's all talent management pipeline development. Many words there. So that's the future, and mobility is fitting in somewhere in there, mainly as it looks today anyway, virtual assignments, which may lead the way to an even more successful and more productive actual assignment because of the relationship building that the Zoom type meeting can build if it's done right. And so that's what we're finding. That's the salvation for my business, is to figure out how to use this kind of a meeting room, quote unquote, a meeting room, to bring together people who ordinarily we just wouldn't meet. How am I going to get on a plane and spend 8 hours to get to see you in Tampa, although it'd be nice, It's just too expensive and time consuming. I'm not going to get into the carbon neutral thing of flying on the plane. I don't really care about that myself, but this, if you do it right, can be very, very effective, so that when we do get together in another 8 or 9 months, say June, the geniuses are looking at second and third quarter for face-to-face meetings coming back. It's going to be better than ever. With more solid relationships, not just local.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're finding in your counseling and your activity that you're using this more effectively, much more than 6 months ago?
So what's happened to my business, because let's say, just talk about my career coaching. I'm not even going to talk about the teaching or the training, but just the career coaching business. Whether it's the outplacement where I might have been, let's say, more in a local, and the international relocation people, I have access to more people now than I did before because we're doing it virtually.
Right.
So if someone from Mexico is being relocated to Connecticut and needs Spanish, I'm your person. I'm dealing with the person and helping them. Or someone is from Colombia and relocated to Houston, I'm the person. I'm helping that spouse of an executive get his bearing in that new city. And so for me, if anything, it's opened up more areas of business than before. I'm not stuck to my location. It's not Tampa. It's the world.
And so you're just not focusing in on relocation mobility stuff, right?
Well, I mean, I do career coaching and, of course, HR consulting. So the career coaching has a part that's more outplacement, and then the international relo support.
I see.
And so the international relo support, of course, is got to do with the mobility, the global mobility. But that's actually been going pretty well. Now, at the beginning of the crisis, we had a little bit of a holdup, but it seems to be loosening up now. And I've had several new clients coming in who've been relocated and are ready to start their process. So I think that international relo is alive and well.
Are you still involved with NetExpat?
Yes, I am. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. And are they still doing their global HR meetings?
When you say global HR meetings, they have a global forum for expatriates and consultants every 2 weeks, which is a short meeting with a testimonial of someone who's undergone some kind of let's say, change and, moving from one country to another, and they share their experiences with us, which has been wonderful. Then they have support for the expat spouses as well. They have these conversations with Allison, Coffee with Allison, they call it. And they really have been continuing. So I know that they hit all of the main, the circuit of meetings with companies who are looking to do expatriation, and they're very strong in that area.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I know it's
quite
a quality
active.
Yeah, it's a quality group. Okay, so let's talk about virtual assignments. So a virtual assignment is let me just stumble through this, and you can correct me anytime, of course. Mm-hmm. Virtual assignment is if I'm here in San Diego, but my job, the boss says, Ed, your job is to deal with our people in Cape Town. Mm-hmm. And so that's where you're working. However, you're not leaving San Diego. So 9 to 5, whatever, sometimes on their schedule, you're going to work 40 hours a week. All right. So how is that doing, that kind of thing? Is that growing now? I would think it's growing during this time of work from home.
It's growing. I don't think it's going to be forever. So, for example, I have a person who's Spanish, based in Germany right now, but has taken a position that's based in New Jersey. So they're supporting New Jersey, but due to the visa situation right now, they can't move. I would assume that once that, let's say, lightens up in the new year, the person will end up moving to New Jersey. But right now, they're handling the job from Germany, supporting New Jersey.
Effectively.
Well, New Jersey, the U.S.,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's happening. It's definitely happening, and that's what has to happen during this time.
So, what about relationships? Are the Zoom approach or whatever mechanism, the video approach, enables people who are trained or who want to learn to be very effective, as we talked about a little bit earlier today.
So I can tell you that I have someone now. He's based in London. He has an assignment to take him to Jacksonville, Florida. He's already doing the assignment and managing his new team, but he can't meet with them physically until the new year. So he's managing them through Zoom and Skype, starting to forge those relationships that obviously he will continue to follow up on when he's in the location. There you go.
Yeah, I know.
That's what has to happen.
And I bet that it'll be much more effective than coming in cold and trying to,
Absolutely.
Look down the hall or meet at the water cooler or whatever, and then have relationships. Here we are. We're having a relationship.
Exactly. And it can be done, even with Zoom. And in fact, one of the things I got involved with early on was training for managers to manage that remote workforce. And one of the most important things is to have that daily check-in with your employees. And then at least once a week, have an in-depth conversation with each employee on your team to make sure that you're keeping up with what's going on with them, both in their work and how they're feeling about their work. So I think what's happening now is that managers are having to tune in maybe a little more than they had in the past as to how their employees are handling this remote work arrangement. Now, for some people, it's great, but for others, it can be very challenging.
It's personality driven.
Personality driven. So your introvert probably is okay with working remote, but your extrovert is going to miss having that interaction with people.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
So are you coaching people on how to be more open, or to smile more, or to share something personal without feeling as if they're putting themselves in jeopardy?
Exactly. It's very much accepted now that you might be on a call and your child walks into the room or your dog starts to bark, and, people are going to accept that. They know that's going to happen. So, right. I think in a way, I think there's a new kind of intimacy that's generated by having these interactions, because the child would have never walked in when you had a meeting in your office. The dog would never have been barking if you were meeting at the office. Mm. But now that other person has been invited into your inner life. And so in some ways, I think that helps to build a different kind of bond than you might have had in the past. I see it as being a positive thing.
So let's change the topic a little bit here to the recent hurricanes hitting you guys and in the Gulf area. It seems like, other than some very unfortunate locations like Lake Charles, Louisiana, most people just say, another storm.
Well, it came in, it was pretty ferocious, but it went out just as quickly. It wasn't too terrible.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. So here in San Diego, we're experiencing summer. And here it is in mid-November. And, it's going to be 80 right here on the downtown San Diego, about 80, 83 today. And then it's going to drop about 20 degrees on the weekend and get more normal. But I wish it would rain here. We need some of your water.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's just crazy making, because you put on a jacket at 4 p.m. because it without humidity, and the sun goes down and temperature drops like 20 degrees in an hour. Yeah, so I mean, you got to never fails to happen. So,
Sure.
And you go out now in the morning and you sweat, and
Sure.
5 hours from now, it's going to be the other way around. So you got to protect yourself, and keep your health and immune system going, even though these problems of weather change. But it's some of the things that when people are relocated into a new area, who would ever think that weather is such a big deal? But it really does impact, especially now with COVID and,
Yes.
People trying to protect themselves. And it's just one more challenge of cultural identity and fitting in and staying healthy. I don't know.
Absolutely.
So, MaryLou, what do you see companies doing differently in terms of reaching out to their employees and their families as the seemingly more restrictions and lockdowns are developing again, especially at holiday time when people want to get out and they want to mix up and they want to meet with people?
I think many companies, if they had brought their workforce back, will probably have to rethink those issues and set up new guidelines as to who will remain in the office and who will go back to working remotely. I think we're back to that stage again. And unfortunately, we have to be, given what's going on now.
Yeah, I know. It's just really strange.
It's a risk to an employee to an employer to demand that someone come back to work if there's a hazard there in the workplace. So they have to really be thinking through their policies, their processes of who they're going to be demanding come back into the office if things are the way they are right now. They really have to think that through carefully.
So PwC issued a report in the last month or so of their C-level contacts, and it was UK-based, London-based. So the results, I don't know whether you've seen it, but it's publicly available. The results are that a huge percentage, most of the corporate people responded that there's just a hiccup in talent mobility, and by springtime it's going to be back like normal.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
I mean, we've had some favorable news today with vaccines, so maybe by then there's a vaccine out there, and that would secure the safety of employees more than we can today. So it could be by spring, things are really turning the corner.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of volunteering for an early test, just because I might be too old for them. I don't know. It's just, who knows? So I sent a memo to my doctor saying, so, how old I am, but I volunteer, because I want to have it, because I think if you test negative, once you have the injection and it doesn't get you sick, then hey, you're golden, supposedly, right?
Yes.
And so they'll be putting out little ID cards saying,
right.
you're real and okay. So interesting times. So
Yes.
let's turn the topic.
I know from someone I know in Europe right now, in France, they have a card that shows that they've been tested because they're back in lockdown until December 6th. And so they have to have this card with them when they leave their homes to go anywhere and to be able to show it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's turn the topic just a little bit towards let's focus in again on the reinvention, not because of who we are, but because of what the customers need. Because our best customers' needs have changed as a result of working from home, as a result of lockdown, as a result of doing more video. So not every company can adapt well to this. They don't do anything, or they have a redo mentality. What do you see happening?
I see a lot of companies adapting, frankly. I think that it's actually amazing how much companies have been able to adapt to this new situation and how much has been able to continue, much in the way you've even seen the employment rate go down, the unemployment rate go down. So, I mean, I think, and I hear of people getting jobs. So I think that actually people are adapting to this new situation. And I think the best thing is to kind of embrace what it means, what you might have to do. Maybe you have to wear a mask or you have to work from home. Embrace it and move forward as to, okay, what can we do in this circumstances? I see that fighting it seems to me pointless because
Right.
You can't change reality.
Right.
You might as well get with it and figure out how you're going to cope going forward. And I do believe that folks who are resilient and able to adapt to the changes will be successful going forward. The companies who do that, the employees who do that, the people who do that have a much greater chance of living out the pandemic.
So on December 1, I'm interviewing a gentleman who's living in Dubai. I've actually learned that they pronounce it Dubai.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, locally. How about that? And so his name is Mr. Ashutosh Sinha, and he's written a business book that's all the rage in India and Dubai area. It's called Breakthrough. Okay, so that's one thing. And then following that, I have an interview with an author from here in Southern California, Stephen Howard, who's a leadership consultant as well. Does a lot of business in Mexico City. So we're going to be talking about that. And then on December 2, do you do anything in Greece, in Athens?
Not currently, no.
All right, so I'm interviewing Maria Kouri from Relocation Greece about the government's new program of tax incentives to attract foreigners to come and relocate there and work from anywhere.
Nice.
Yeah, very interesting. And then also on the same day, I'm producing a meeting with Helma International. And she's in Bangalore, as I mentioned earlier, but we also have Hong Kong and we also have Mexico City on that program. And it might be of interest to jump in on that program and meet these people and make some relationships happen.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. And on December 3, well, as you know, California is suffering these days from people leaving. So we're going the other way, and we are beginning a series at 9 a.m. California time called California Bound, Recruit, Reward, and Reload.
Nice.
So I'm organizing a team to speak with me about this topic and getting ready for 2021 and recruiting companies and people into the state, and perhaps some of the economic development tax advantages potentially available. So I have a corporate CHRO and a recruiter, and also a DSP, relocation coordinator. So that could be pretty good. And then at 9 a.m. on Friday, December 4, my 9 a.m., we have a new sponsor called the bridgeschool.net, all right, which is online education, K through 12, global. Been accredited 20 years. So we're going to be talking about mental health of kids and families having to deal with work from home, schooling from home, and kids not being able to interact with their teachers or their friends face to face, and how to deal with that, mental health issues, or how to prevent issues from happening. That would be really interesting, I think. So just a quick preview, a quick look.
Thanks for sharing that.
Some other things happening. So I want to thank you for sharing some time here, and we'll keep this brief, and I'll send you a list of these programs, and if you're interested, let me know.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Great. Thanks a lot. Take care.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ciao.
Thank you for joining us in the meeting room at Global TV Talk Show.
Have a wonderful day, and stay safe.